So where are we at with this project? As you can see, we're overgrown with weeds and grass. I guess this is the 10th wettest monsoon season on record. Boy, it shows. We've just got explosive growth, which has me worried about fire hazard during fire season. But that's a separate deal. Okay, well, I've got 3 uprights in. Between these 2 is going to be a doorway into the back area where the compost tumbler is, and the shelving unit, and the water tank. Originally, the plan was I was going to bolt a piece of that channel iron to the block wall for the final upright. And then I got to thinking about how out of place that would look in relation to the steel pipe uprights that I already have in the ground. The problem I was looking at was, well, I can't get my postal auger close enough to that wall to dig another hole. Plus, there's a footing under there that would interfere with digging down and leave quite a gap between the wall and the final upright, and that would look weird. And I discussed it with Nancy, and she said, you know, that channel iron's going to look out of place in relation to the pipe. And then I got to thinking, well, if I was just going to bolt a piece of channel iron to that block wall, why don't I just bolt another chunk of pipe? I don't have to dig a hole and cement it in. The wall will provide plenty of structure to support the pipe. So I did some measuring, and I went ahead and cut a length of pipe, and I cleaned it up and welded a couple of end caps in it, one on each end. I didn't film any of that. So the next step is to weld a couple of pieces of flat bar onto that pipe with holes in it, and I can put some cement anchors in that block wall and bolt that last upright there, and then start using the channel iron here as the horizontals in preps for the first round of panels. And we opted to do that on this back wall first, which is kind of out of sight, as kind of the test run installing panels, because you know, if I make a mistake or whatever, it's less likely to be seen back here. So, all right, so enough talking, let's get to work. Well, you can give me a dope slap. I got this all done and turned around to turn the phone off in the tripod, and the tripod was leaning against the grinder with no phone in it because I forgot to set it up and turn it on. So I'll show you what I did. The pipe upright is resting in a piece of the horizontal channel, and I clamp that in there to hold it in place. And then using the combination square and the square side of the channel, I just was able to establish the center line on the pipe in 2 places, and scribed a center line with my magic marker. And then oh, sorry. I took this piece of angle iron, lined up the corner on the center line, and then brought it up and clamped it to the pipe, and then butted the flat bar to that, clamped that on, and then welded it all up. Did that for both of them, so they are both of those little cross brackets are in line and plumb with each other in the same plane. And so now what I'll do, well, I'm doing really crappy with this phone today. Now what I'll do is I'll take this out, rest it against the wall, get it all lined up and clamped in place, transfer these holes to the block wall, then I'll get my hammer drill out and drill those out. And then I've got some concrete fasteners that I'll anchor this upright to the block wall width, and then that will complete the backside uprights for the backside of the screen house, and then I can start doing the layout and installation of the channel iron horizontals. Yeah, so there you go. A little more update there, and so I'll bring you back when I get ready to install this. Hopefully I'll remember to turn the stupid phone on. All right, I got the block wall laid out. These are old concrete anchors for the old fence that was back here. Here's the new layout lines, top and bottom, to align with the holes on the brackets on here. I stood her in place and put a level on it, and then aligned it with the string line, which is also lining up on the other poles. So we should be pretty close. So I'm going to throw you in a tripod, and I'm going to get the hammer drill out, start drilling, put in new anchors. We'll bolt this thing in. This is the style of cement anchor I'm using. About 2¼ inches long, and takes a 5/16 fastener, which in this case happens to be a lag screw. Found that kind of interesting, but yeah. So I drilled a 5/8 hole, 4 places. These, that one I may have to knock in. These just slide in like so, and then you run the lag screw in, and you can see that, I don't know if you can see that or not, see that expanding, and that locks it in the hole. So I'm going to get these installed, and then I'll bring you back, and we'll put the upright in. All right, there they are. And the head of the lag bolt, that's 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter. And bottom down below also, that's an old one. So I'll get you in the tripod again, and we'll see if we can't get this this upright installed. All right, got those tightened in. Now let's see what the level says. I'll take that. All right, time to start measuring up for horizontals now. So to get my length, what I did is I just simply measured across the tops of the uprights. My tape measure has a magnetic end. So when I stretched it across, it locked onto the outside edge of the pipe, and then I just stretched it to the other side where I clamped on a piece of wood. You can see that there. And I measured to the inside edge of that wood to get my length. And then what I did was I scribed a line on each end pipe down from the top of the width of the channel iron, marked it, and then I clamped on those heavy pieces of flat bar, and one on this end and one on this end. I clamped those with the edge of that flat bar even with the mark, the width of the channel iron. So what I'm going to do, I got this staged. I'm going to pick this up, and it's heavy. And, you know, I work by myself for the most part. I live rural. Help is not always available. And I've lived rural my whole life, so I've just gotten used to doing things solo. And if you're careful and take your time and take a few extra steps, you know, hard work like this can be done. Takes longer, but hey, when you're by yourself, anything takes longer. So anyway, I'm going to hoist that up. I'm going to set it on those pieces of flat bar that I have clamped there, butt the end up to that piece of wood because that's the outside edge of the pipe. And then I've got a clamp staged up there to clamp it to that pipe, and then I'll get more clamps once I get it positioned. And that will hold it in place. I haven't made my mind yet whether I'm going to weld this or bolt it. Welding would be a lot faster, but bolting would make disassembly a whole lot easier if plans change. There's a YouTuber I've subscribed to for a long time, Wayland Wire's Old Iron. If you like rat rods and, you know, metal art, go check out Wayland Wire's Old Iron. You'll love his channel. Well, anyway, Wayland's got a saying. Bolts are for people that don't know how to weld. Well, so that really tempts me to weld this. But for disassembly, I think I might wind up drilling holes and bolting. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'll talk to the boss, see what she wants to do. All right, let me get this iron hoisted up there, and then I'll bring you back. There it is. And it's level. So I've got 3 clamps on it, holding it in place, plus the flat bar clamped to the pipe to support the base, the lower flange of the channel iron. It looks good. It's level. So the next step, which I will show on the next video, because this one's getting kind of long, I've got to cut lengths to fit between those uprights there and those 2 uprights there for the panels. And then, of course, the center is going to be a door opening. And so that's going to be in the next video. And so I'll leave it there because before I do much anything else, I've got to weed this area. I got to mow again, so it's going to be a couple days before I get back on this. So there you have it, the progress on the screen house. So thanks for watching. Thanks to all the subscribers for sticking around, and I have a few more new subscribers. Welcome. Glad you joined us. Hope you enjoy the content, and glad you're here. And it's not raining. It's not raining. We got blue sky. Humidity's through the roof. I'm sweating, soaking wet, so that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon.